Good evening and welcome to the latest TNT panels, which is kind of morphing into a new feature called Tell Us About Your Books. If you've been watching these videos regularly, you'll know that I've done a couple under my own bat about other people's books, self-published authors' books so far. You can't really see them behind me, but I have quite a few. I move, there we go. Down there, quite a few self-published. This, by the way, this gap is waiting for my 2026 diaries because I hadn't got round to ordering them. You can see the cat one there, that's arrived. And I've got cat, dog, transport, garden and entertainment 2026 diaries. And the 2027 I'm about to do, so that's pretty much ready. You will see it's not really there, but you can see the yellow 2026 Writer's Diary. Either side of the cat 2026 diary is a 2027 Writer's Diary. So that's now out, literally just arrived this afternoon. So my purpose, as you can see, I have no guests this evening. And originally I was going to talk about another of the self-published books that I have. I'm gathering them. I look after the local book swap libraries, which is really how Self-Pub Fest started, because I knew that there was a good reading community. I look after a dozen or so book libraries, not all swaps. So the council ones, Aylesbury Town Council has little libraries, they're part of the Little Library worldwide chain, and they have little libraries to encourage people to get back into reading. And I've received some lovely emails from people who've realised that I'm doing this locally, and they're all very appreciative. And so the ones we do in the stations are book swaps. So in theory, people bring a book and take a book, or take a book and then another time bring a book. But it doesn't really work out like that. And it doesn't matter, as long as ultimately whoever gets the book is reading them. So, and this is what, as you can tell, all my Self-Pub Fest and individual videos are generally about, because I live and breathe reading and writing. So Tell Us About Your Books is a newish feature where, and now we've had Susanna Hockham the other day, where she was talking about her new book, A Moment in Maldives, a lovely book and lovely place. And we did talk about where in the world actually the following day. So I think that was Monday. And then we talked about where in the world on Tuesday. Oh, we are Tuesday. Thursday, and then Monday. Getting my days. Hey. And see, as you can tell, this isn't scripted. So I wanted to talk about Tell Us About Your Books, because, and really it should be Tell Us About Your Writing, because not everybody's published. So if you're watching this and you're not published, then do come on and say how you're getting on with your writing. I do a thing called Author Spotlights, which started off as Author Spotlights, and I've interviewed 74. They're on YouTube. And on the Spotlights page on Self-Pub Fest, you can see the leaving the wrong way, self-pub-fest.co.uk website, and you'll see, I think there's spotlights, and then that's top right, and then in the middle on the left-hand side is Tell Us About Your Books. And then there's the sub-page, so Tell Us About Your Service, because this isn't limited just to authors. I'm very keen to get experts involved, and so I'm putting the word out that there is a sub-page of Tell Us About Your Books, because I didn't want to make the homepage too crowded. So if you hover on Tell Us About Your Books, you'll see a sub-page of Tell Us About Your Service. So anybody who provides a service to an author, whether that's agent, illustrator, publisher, publicity, I was just trying to think of the other P, publicity, marketing, and anybody really who provides a legitimate service to writers, to authors, can take part. So that's Tell Us About Your Service. You got your own page. Once we've had a chat on Zoom, You then have your own page. You'll just email me, morgan@morganbailey.com. I'm Morgan with an E, MORGEN at morganbailey.com. My email address is everywhere, so I get lots of spam, but there we go. As do many writers. It's very frustrating at the moment, and most, 99%, are not legitimate. So I'm very keen to get legitimate people who provide a legitimate service to authors to get involved. So Tell Us About Your Books is where an author comes along. So first of all, they'll do a spotlight with me, which is just the two of us talking through their writing journey. That goes on YouTube, and I'm Morgan Bailey UK on there, youtube.com/ I think it's at Morgan Bailey UK, and again, MORGEN, Bailey UK. And there are 74 author spotlights, but anybody who provides a service can also do one of these spotlights. And they are your journey from where you first showed an interest in whatever it is that you're doing, right up to what you're working on next or who you're helping. And they go on as spotlights. And then after that, it naturally follows on that we would talk about your service if you're a service provider, or your books if you're an author. And one session per book. So if you've got a dozen books, you can have a dozen sessions, and everything is free. I don't charge for anything. The only time there is a charge to do with Self Pub Fest, because it's all donations to charity, the only charge is if you go and buy a ticket to the Aylesbury in-person event, and they are the end of April, beginning of October, so 4th of October. So if you're in the UK and you can get to Aylesbury, the 4th of October is the next one. Everything else is free. I do invite people to leave a donation, because I'm raising money for 3 local book-related charities, one of which is Beacon Lit, another festival. Another is Calibre, who record audiobooks for the visually impaired, and they're running a competition at the moment. So I'm going to short story competition, which they've asked me. So if you pause, if I can get that in focus, pause the recording here, not quite in focus, there we go. And so the URL is Calibre, CALIBRE audio.org.uk, or if you press the still, there's a QR code, and that's running until the 13th of September 2026. So the reason why I'm saying all this today is to encourage people, anybody who hasn't done a spotlight yet, to do a spotlight, and then once they've done a spotlight, to then do a Tell Us About Your Books session. And they're generally between half an hour and 45 minutes. It depends how long you want to talk for. And on a Thursday, they're definitely half an hour, because it's 6:30 till 7. And the ones Tuesday doesn't matter so much. It can be 6:30 till whenever you like, until we run out of things to say, which, if you're anything like me, is usually never. So tell us about your books, author spotlights, tell us about your service. So if you'd like to take part, email me, morgan@morganbailey.com, or go to the URL, self-pub-fest.co.uk, or just search for Self Pub Fest, or without the dashes, everything points to this website. And so thank you very much. Normal business will resume, what are we now, Tuesday, Thursday, where I have the regular Beth Elson, to talk about her books. I don't know whether she's going to choose her novel Heroes and Traitors or her short story collection Coffee and Commute. So you'll join us, join us at 6:30 on Thursday, what would that be, the 30th of July. And then you can ask questions in the chat. That is a live recording, which then will be recorded and go onto YouTube. So thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, do click the like, do subscribe, and we have normally I'm having a bit of a break for various teaching and family wedding next weekend onwards for a couple of weeks. But yes, normal business will resume. We have at noon, all UK time, noon on Monday. That's Monday midday mini fests, and then Tuesday and Thursday evenings at 6:30 UK. So do join us, and you can join us in the chat, ask questions of whoever I'm talking to, or just me if it's me. So put these in your diary. And the 4th of October, if you're in the UK, can travel to Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire. Thank you for watching.